your eye on this. I have to pay attention to that one dancer, but I got to pay attention to everybody else. So I'll work the heads a little bit more. Heads, I'll say up to the middle and back. Head, star, one line to your back. Sides, up to the middle and back. I'm out of time. Promenader. Housebound cooking something up with me. Is this making sense? She looks like she's doing okay. I'm going to see what I can do. Turn and face your partner. Do-si-do. They usually, the rest did it in 8 beats. She was still working. I said, everybody else up to the middle and come on back. Everybody's done. Everybody up to the middle and back. It's hard work, but you can do it. That's just a little tip on music. The first one I think was on Joe Pat Records. Tom Roper did it years ago. I love it. It makes for a great hoedown because it's fast. This is Royal's version. And Tony, if you're listening to this, I better get residuals. Just kidding. Anyways, great question. And the thing about the wheelchairs, great question. I did a picture one time of 8 different kinds of wheelchairs. 8. And they were all put into a square. What happens if that happens? All of a sudden, oh my gosh, you have to come up with some stuff pretty quick. You can say, I got an idea. Why don't we do this? How about we do you 4 here and you 4 here, and let's see what we can do. When I went to this Pittsburgh Rehabilitation Center, they had me back several times. They had another caller come in. He thought he could handle this. He had no experience going in, and it was basically the caller just doing karaoke for an hour. And I went in, and I knew the other activity director, and he said, wait, you want to hear a story? Callers, they don't teach you this at caller school. He said, hey, I didn't want to tell you this on the phone when I booked you. Then I went, oh no. Always get those contracts written. What's up? We have an obesity wing. Obesity, very large. I don't know my metric system, but like 400 and 500 pound people. They want a square dance. There's an obesity wing with all very large people. They heard your music. I said, you can invite them down. They can't move too well. I said, what do you want me to do? Get your equipment. It was on a dolly back then because I went from different department to different department. And let's go up and let's talk to them. I got up there. They were the most beautiful people I've ever seen in the world. I didn't even do anything yet, and they're hugging me. Bear hugging me, and I said, you guys really want a square dance? Yeah. I said, you sure? And they said, yeah. So we started with the hokey pokey, sitting down, and they did that okay. And I'm like, we're just going to do the sit down. We'll be good. I'm 25 years old at the time. We'll be good. Let's do da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. But we did a chicken dance, and they loved it. So I did a bunch of those mixers for half an hour, and I said, okay, we're about down there. Activity directors, they want a square dance. None of them were in wheelchairs. And I say this seriously, but I kind of joke. If they couldn't fit in a wheelchair, even if you had a big, it was so sad. They were huge. They were huge. They got up and they moved like this, and they're coming over and they're squaring up, and I'm scared to death. And I remember thinking, Corey, circle left, circle right, up to the middle and back. That's all you're going to do. So back in those days, we had a record player. And I put the record on, and this is what happened. I said, okay, all right, I'm going to do this. I can do this. No problem. Let's put on Take Me Out to the Ball Game. They all like the Pittsburgh Pirates. Here we go. This is what I do. Practice your batting. They're already. Practice your pitching. Oh, they're doing fine. Haven't done a square dance call yet. Practice your catching. Okay, here comes a high ball. Catch it. I'm still too nervous to call anything. They're standing there. And then my buddy, who's the activity director, I want to do something. I said, Okay, join your hands, circle left. One. One of the kids fell. My heart stopped. I said, oh my God. And I shut the music off, and I'm like, They get him up. It took 4 people to get him up. He gets sitting on a chair, and as soon as he gets on a chair, he goes, that was the most fun I've had in years. And I said, oh. And we got somebody else to fill in. We did the rest of the song, Take Me Out to the Ball Game. This is how the figure went. Heads up to the middle, come right back. Now they're back. Side couples up to the middle and come right back. You're doing good. You're doing good. Everybody on the sideline, practice your throwing, practice your pitching. You're out. You start using your music. Safe at home. Who's my favorite Pittsburgh Pirate fan? You guys go, hurrah! Hurrah! Who likes the Philadelphia Phillies? Boo! Know your audience. All we did that whole tip was up to the middle and back. I was scared to death to do a do-si-do. So I didn't. I didn't do stars. All we did was up to the middle and back. What do? You do this. Heads up to the middle and back. Sides up to the middle and back. Girls up to the middle and back. Boys up to the middle and back. Sexy ones up to the middle and back. Oh. The real smart ones up to the middle and back. I said, hey, you can't do that. You were a sexy one. He goes, yeah, but I'm smart too. Everybody 35 and under up to the middle and back. Do that at a regular square dance, nobody moves. Or they'll all go in like this. All the party animals up to the middle and back. The whole tip. Singing calls about 4 minutes long. About. That's all we did for 4 minutes. I knew exactly where I was in my music the whole time. Gotta know your music. Anybody who was born in the wintertime, up to the middle and back. Anybody who was born in the springtime, up to the middle and back. And I always have one guy, when was I born again? Oh yeah. Do you see how we just took that whole singing call that we're used to doing, swing through, spin the top, boys move up, square through 3, chase route. So I hope that helped. Any more questions or answers or suggestions or stories? Hopefully some of you can get online and see the seminar that I did yesterday, because I talked about some of the same things, but I talked about a lot of different stuff too. The fun badges are huge. I have a Facebook page called All About Handy-Capable Square Dancers. And then I have my group, Hakuna Matata Square Dance, Handy-Capable Square Dancers. Please go there, look at all the video, look at all the pictures. Maybe it'll give you an idea. Callers, dancers and dance leaders, pull out your best novelty songs. Day-o, 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 daylight coming, we want to go home. On Silver Sounds, it's on Red Boot, it's on Riverboat Records. Pink Cadillac, that used to be a huge song. Tim Mariner, before he went to heaven, brought it back. Great song. They hear that. Vroom, vroom. You ever hear the Pink Cadillac? Beep, beep. You want to have fun with that one? Pull out Mary Oldsmobile from TNT. It starts off, instead of vroom, 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 it goes. In my merry old, and then I'll get the kids, hey, you guys want to do the song with the car? Yeah, vroom, vroom, vroom. You put on Merry Oldsmobile, and they go, they're like, put on the other one. Now, won't you come with me, Lucille, in my, boo, all right. YMCA, yes, The Lion King. We do Hakuna Matata, we do Just Can't Wait to Be King. Joe Sawtelle, I think Nate Bliss put out a record years ago called the Disney Medley. If you get any kind of medleys, they're fantastic. There's Beatles medley. There's Hooked on Elvis, which is on rhythm. Beatlemania is on Chicago country. That way you're not doing the same song over and over and over again like most of our singing calls are. I did one, because I love cartoons, I did one called the Flintstones, and we went and put all these sound effects in the background. It's a lot of fun. And there's a caller here in Sweden, I believe, who did Scooby-Doo. I forget which one he's. I know he's Nilsson, but I can't remember. He did Scooby-Doo, and they really, really, really enjoy. I say really enjoy. They get the biggest kick out of Scooby-Dooby-Doo. Where I do a cartoon dance, which is fun. Here's part of the Flintstones. This was the very first singing call I did on Silver Sounds. I should have stopped after that because I never sold another record as much as I sold this one. And I think I have about 100 songs I've done. And the first patter I did was Root Beer Rag. It was by Billy Joel, but Jack O'Leary did it. I should have stopped after that. None of my records have sold except that very first one. I should have stopped at the beginning. This one's a lot of fun. When you're with the Flintstones, have a yabba dabba do time, a dabba do time. We'll have a gay old time. Spino. One of the guys came up to me yesterday. He said, "Do you have the pattern record Calcutta?" Every caller I know who goes to work with youth dancers should have Calcutta. It's the one that starts off with all these sound effects. Ding, boom, bang. They love that. You know what? I have that song, but I think I still have that one on my vinyl. Because if I have it, I'll have it under here. Any other? That's a good question. Do I have Calcutta in here? No. But I got Crazy Frog. Ooh, they like Crazy Frog too.
Crazy Frog.
Done this one?
Crazy Frog. Crazy Frog. Crazy Frog.
I know some callers have told me with their handy-capable group, they set out a pad and a pencil, and the kids write down what songs they want to do for that night. Here's another version of Crazy Frog. This is called Crazy Frog Popcorn, which is a mixture of Crazy Frog and the song Popcorn from 1969, which I believe is a line dance to the Alley Cat. Popcorn sounds like this. Some of you might have heard this. It's a great little line dance. Makes a great pattern. Also, the Alley Cat thing that I showed you was great song. And that was not done by a Square Dance label. That's an actual song. So instead of me going in a little bit more and wearing out my welcome, does anybody have anything else to ask or suggest for Handy Capable? Because even if you suggest stuff, I'll use it. The newer caller, Nadia, was telling me that she teaches Weave the Ring to her kid. My group can't do the Weave the Ring.
My group can do anything where we're touching hands. It's a security thing. Right and left grand, we got you. I just say you're climbing a rope. When you're climbing that rope in gym class, you don't want to turn around or you're going to fall down. So don't turn around on a right and left grand. They don't turn around. Well, one of them always does. I can't do Weave the Ring. With my group, it might be different for other groups. When I say Weave the Ring, this is honestly what happens. Where am I going? That's the Weave the Ring. My group needs the security of another hand. They can do stars and circles all night long. The only time they let go of hands is if they're doing a do-si-do. The only time my group is going backwards is a do-si-do and an up to the middle and back. Most of the time, because I know who has balance and gait issues, I stick away from grand square. I stick away from too much backup. I don't do a lot of backup. There is a fun one that I like to do with
the wheelchairs, and once again, I'm talking about my dear friend Tim Mariner, who's been in heaven now for 8 years. If you ever had the chance to dance to Tim Mariner in your life, you were one lucky person. Tim said, hey, when you do your wheelchair dances, do you ever teach them how to burp? Burp. Burp. Yeah, back, up, reverse, promenade. Oh, I love it. So, I have my chair.
and we're circling. Everybody stop, do a burp. And all they got to do is back up. Now they can do this a little better because they're holding on to something. But if you want to see something funny, I tried calling burp, and then look at me. All I got to do is this. Beep, 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 beep. Like it's a backup car that it can do it. So they like burp because it's different. And that was from Tim.
I'm not going to do any more from what I got to do because I did a lot of it on the seminar yesterday, which they can check out on Facebook. Anybody else have any ideas, suggestions you'd like to share? I could tell you tons of stories.
All right, tell about Nadia and her Weave the Ring.
Oh, I didn't tell the Weave the Ring. Thank you. I was talking about the right and left grant. Nadia, who calls for the group in Flynn, teaches the Weave the Ring. She says they're a snake, slithering, weaving in and out. And I said, that works great. Then I'm thinking, I know I got 2 kids that are deathly afraid of snakes, so I can't do that. But that works. Any kind of visual. If you're ever teaching all age circulate, or you're in ocean waves, I'm an artist, so I'm a visual learner. I always have to say ends stay on the race track on the outside. Inside track is another speedway on the inside. You guys are going this way, you guys are all eight circulate. And as soon as I visually see that, it works. Can I get a girl up here, Hannah? Can I just borrow Hannah for a second?
Everybody, Hannah, everybody, y'all know Hannah, right? I'm really excited because I've known her a long time, but I finally got to meet her in person. I teach a fun.
I need to read the definition first.
Wait, maybe I need to do. The call is half sachet. And whenever I'm teaching the kids or when I'm teaching, I like to do visual. I like to say, I'm driving the car. And she's riding passenger or shotgun. She doesn't like my driving. She's going to reach in front of me to get the wheel. So you reach in front of me to grab the wheel, and she's going to push me back to her seat. That's how I teach half sachet. I don't like her driving. I want to take my seatbelt off. I'm going to come over, grab the wheel. She's going to go behind it. And that's how I teach half sachet. Do a half sachet. She reaches over, half sachet. Boom, boom. I can't do rollaways with my group because they get too dizzy. But that group the other day did, and they did fine. Didn't she do a half sachet wonderful? You're really good. Thank you. But anyways, you see
Just a silly little visual like that. And every time I teach it, some of the guys will say, women drivers. I'm like, don't go there. Don't go there. They're going to smack you. But my wife's a backseat driver. So if there's any kind of visuals that help, it's really good. Any callers have a visual that they do to help teach? Which one do you do? Oh, absolutely. You want the mic? So you're on video. They probably want to hear it.
I do it on site.
Okay.
What's happened? I use it.
Oh, you make it up right there.
I have